Well, hello YouTube. Here we are. We have ourselves a start to another day. One of those stressful, high blood pressure, feel like the top of your head's gonna explode day. But hey, it's another day alive, right? And welcome to our vlog. So, here we go. Well, pretty much spent the morning on the phone, calling different people, calling numbers, getting passed around like a, hot potato or whatever you want to say. And still haven't really got much closer to an answer than, well, what I had before. So, of course, did hear some good news for some of us that are affected by it. No, the job market has not opened up yet, but Canada Post has reached a 2-year deal not to strike. So I guess everything can resume to normal for those that have packages or bills or, checks coming their way. Then, well, it's all good for them. However, of course, that being said, a new challenge has opened on up for me. No, not a new job or a field like that I can go into, but something that I need to try to deal with and overcome. I've been trying to deal with it and overcome it now for 2 years, and well, it's finally come to the point where, well, it's reared its ugly little head, and well, it is what it is. I don't exactly know the direction that the outcome of this, how it's going to be, if it's going to go the way that I'm wanting it to go, or if it's going to be bad. But however it goes, I guess it'll be what it is. Sometimes you got to start all over and start from scratch to rebuild, and that might be the direction that everything has to go. I guess have one great big yard sale, do a couple of really good dump runs. Whatever doesn't sell, I guess will go, and kind of get back to the basics. When you think back in a time in your life when you were the happiest, and that was a time, probably about 10 to 15 years ago, when things were simpler, and you had a paid-for old rusty truck, and really, it didn't even have a cell phone then, and, as long as you had your game system and your cable. You had your game system and your farmer vision. Well, that's really all you needed. And now, you look around, you have cable TV, computers, had vehicle payments, stuff like that. And it's a lot more complicated, a lot more expensive every month. And when things get tight or tough, all that comes back to bite you. As a lot of you do know, I did make the big choice and sold the 2015 Canyon. However, that was nowhere near enough and way too late to have done anything anyway. And it's funny how things go where when you're trying for help, when you're asked for help, it's like you're the wrong type of person and the wrong person for the help, where other people, they qualify based on who they are and what they are, and you're trying to get a similar thing or even less than what they're asking, and they tell you no. However, all they had to do was help me out a year ago or so, and all this would have went away. And it's kind of weird that how that works, right? It's like walking into a dealership and trying to buy a used vehicle that they don't want to sell you. They'd rather finance you a new one than sell you one for 10 grand or so, right? I've been through that before, and that was kind of part of the reason too why I started buying new. It kind of is what it is, right? It's the challenges that we have to accept on a day-to-day basis, and do you dig your heels in, drag your heels, try to make the best of it, But eventually, even digging your heels in, your heels wear out and you got to give way. And if you give way, well, then it gives way hard. And you end up, well, back where you started. And like I said earlier, starting back where you come from, maybe not that bad of a thing either. Some of my most happiest times in my life was back in the beginning. So maybe that's where things kind of got to go. So of course, like I said, spent the morning on the phones playing phone tag and calling people, basically getting the running around, call this 800 number or call that 800 number or do this or do that or things like that. You call these guys, and really these people, they get paid no matter if they help you that day or not. So really they're not motivated to really make a difference in your life. And a lot of them can't because their hands are tied too, because, well, how the way it goes, right? And of course, to list things for sale, with the economy the way it is, you're going to be selling items that you normally could get $150, $200 for like $50. So it's going to cost a lot more, or lose a lot more to sell it. And then it's going to cost 4 times as much to rebuy it as what you did when you bought it, right? But it's kind of the way she goes. Like I said, challenges we have to overcome. I don't know the direction things are going to go, but all I know is things move really fast when they go, and when they do go, well, it'll be quite the change. All it takes is one person to, send some kind of letter to somebody, and then they get all mad because so-and-so sent so-and-so a letter, and then they press a little button that says, oh my God, this person's, blah, 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 and then all of a sudden, there's a big red flag. You can't even buy a stick of chewing gum. It's the scary situation that this world has become, how everything is so interconnected that you can't even pay a bill at your bank or pay a bill at a bank you don't bank at anymore without having proper things. There was a time where you could walk into a bank, give them $100, they'd put on this bill, and it was all fine. Nowadays it's got to be run through your account, and pretty much if it's not verified, then it won't work. And you don't really understand what made the system go the way it went. I think us as humans have given up a lot of control on our lives to a very select few of people that's sitting in some office somewhere that decides how or when or why we live, right? And maybe it's just me being me. Maybe I've been awake all night too long, too many times. Haven't really, been sleeping like I used to. But I guess, it is what it is. On another note, I got the vlogs edited up and uploaded. I tried again to do the monster truck footage, but I went another direction. I'll probably try to give another shot at it tonight. Maybe I can make something of it, and really a round we roll. But pretty much, guys, gonna go back inside, stay cool for the day, plan out the next round of nonsense, and away we roll. Well, hello YouTube. Here we are. A little bit of a later afternoon update. Well, of course, made another round of phone calls. Just recovered from the next round of pounding headaches, and hey, it's I got some more numbers to call, a little bit of answers, and possibility of another direction to go. Of course, I was sitting there, just got off the phone, trying to get the headache to calm on down, and then all of a sudden I heard a very, very faint knock on the door, and I'm like, okay, who's there? So of course I look out the window, and it's the delivery vehicle, a delivery vehicle, and I'm like, okay, I didn't order anything online, like, you know, no running boards for the 2015 truck I no longer have, or you know, a new computer or anything. So I'm like, well, what's this, right? So of course I opened the door, and the delivery ninja was just starting to walk away, almost to the vehicle, and I'm like, hey, you know, come on back, you know. I, coming from a delivery experience background, the minute or two that you wait there at that door seems like 10 minutes, you know, delivery person time, because you're so used to, you know, go, 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 that when you stand there, it's like, you know, you're wasting time, which kind of you are. Because the time that it feels it takes to stand there for that minute, you could be already 3/4 of the way to your next delivery. So anyways, I answered the door, and lo and behold, it was a cable box that I ordered for, to replace the one that quit. I'm not sure why the one quit, but hey, it quit, and it was only $40 or so difference to upgrade from what I ordered to a little better of a box. So I'm gonna have to phone one of these days here, once things square out a bit, and get that answered. So I may do an unboxing video of the cable box and another hookup video. My basic Shaw hookup video I did went over fairly well, got, you know, more views than I expected, and I still do get comments. It was a fairly straightforward video, essentially what's inside the box, what to expect, and that is basically what I'm going to do with this one here. It's a different product, different package, as well as it's got a couple other ways to hook it on up. So if your TV doesn't have, you know, the HDMIs, which most of them do nowadays, then you might have another problem, right? So I spent a little bit of more time trying to decide if I should call and activate it, or just leave her for a bit. I think I'm going to hold off and leave her for a bit, because I know it's already on the account and all, and technically I've already been billed for it. But if it's not activated yet, then maybe it's technically not activated, so therefore maybe I'll be able to use it again in another few more months down the road. So we'll have to see how that pans on out. Hopefully everything works okay, and really don't know what we got going on for this evening, but I will say the season is a-changing. It's more windier now than it was earlier, and the leaves are starting to change. In fact, today probably would have been a good day to have filmed the fire pit videos. However, I was distracted by, well, other things, and wasn't able to film. There always is the possibility of tomorrow, maybe, or you know, next week. Been kicking around a few ideas for the whole YouTube venture thing. I kind of been considering a few options. One of those options is maybe cutting back on my upload schedule. Instead of uploading every second day to the Maxwell's World channel, maybe modifying the upload schedule to every third day, or you know, twice a week or something, right? I've done the every second day upload for years, and it does put a strain, does take its toll, especially now with things being the way they are. You can't do projects to make videos, you know, and you're scrambling for content, like doing an unboxing video of a 2-piece or 3-piece you know, package, right, which is okay, but it's not really the content that I want to put out there or create. I would like to be doing project videos, you know, rebuilding the fence, or working on the Silverado, or, you know, working in the basement or whatever, but that's not the way it is this time around, right? So we'll see how things go. I currently have enough videos, I believe, to last to my anniversary in October, and come October I may well, you know, make a big change, and then take a break from the whole YouTube thing for a bit. The question I have is if I did quit uploading videos, whether it was on the Maxwell's World channel or the vlogging channel, how long would I go before anybody missed me, missed the new content? It's been a long time on the Fire Pit channel since I uploaded a new video, and there wasn't a single comment. And even on the vlogging channel, there was a couple of days there that I had missed. Even when I was sick there, things changed a bit. There was a time where I didn't upload and still nobody missed me. And as for the Maxwell's World channel, there's been days where the upload used to be late. It was still up before the day was done, but it was late. And still I wouldn't get a comment or a message saying, hey, you're in jail, or did you die? Where's the video, right? So the question is if I quit uploading, would I be missed? Am I doing this whole YouTube thing not wasting money and time, but am I doing it where I could put the time and effort into other things? It really doesn't cost per se a lot to do what I do, because a lot of things I do because I do. The videos I make, I'm either doing it or I'm already there, hence the channel name Maxwell's World, right? There's been a few things I've bought solely for purpose of the channel, and a few events I've gone to solely for the purpose of the channel, but most of the time I would have been buying the new saw anyway, or putting the door in anyway, and I just filmed it while I was doing it, right? We'll see how it shakes out in October. It could be a very, very interesting, cold, dark, end of the world type of winter. So if I take a break now, maybe I can survive the winter and come back in the spring better off, instead of digging my heels in and pushing my way on through. But pretty much, guys, gonna go inside, see what's the what, and we'll probably see you later on this evening. Well, hello YouTube. Here we are. A little bit of a closing update. Well, of course, the evening was okay. Had a nice little supper. Pretty much watched a little bit of TV. Had a visitor in reply to a classified ad that I replied to. He pulls up driving what I'm assuming to be a 2016 or 2017 maybe, Corvette, which is a pretty eye-catchy car in itself. Well, he was looking for a plasma cutter, and I happen to have the Hypertherm Power Max 45 that I never used myself much. Like I said, it was purchased and not really used much at all. So I offered it because I seen his ad wanting one, and well, we'll see how it goes. He is partial to Miller, so he may not be interested in it because it's a different brand than what he's used to, and I have no idea if the consumables will interchange between Miller and Hypotherm, but the option is there. I know I probably shouldn't sell it because I'll probably never get another one unless I go and pay full price again for one, but at the same time, if you can sell a couple of the big ticket items, and then you might pull a few more things together. However, he looked at it and he hummed and hawed a bit, and I guess he has 2 or 3 other options in other areas that he is going to go and explore. So I guess he really didn't waste any time by coming to look at mine, because hey, when you got a car like that, you'll use any excuse to drive it, right? So he had a nice little drive as well as a look at a cutter. Maybe I'll list it again for sale and see how it goes from there. You never know. I'm sure the right person out there to buy it is out there. It's just a matter of reaching the person and well, making the deal, right? if I can't sell it for a reasonable price, then I'll put it back on the shelf. And, well, it'll be there in 2-3 years when and if things turn back around. And, hey, in the event things go bottoms up, then I guess the fire pit will get itself a really good video. But pretty much, guys, going to end her all here. The first 3/4 of the day was a bit stressful. The last, quarter or 1/8 or so has been quiet and better. Hopefully things can turn back around and get back to normal. They say things happen in threes, and I don't know if this is number 3 or if this is number 2 of number 3, or if there's a group number 3, or 3 of 3, or what. So yeah, it is what it is. But gonna end her all here. Gotta do some running around tomorrow. Round and round we go. And as always, thanks for watching Maxwell's Vlogs. Comment, subscribe, and enjoy.